If you're looking to load up on bargains at a warehouse store, Costco is the largest national warehouse chain.
Let's get one thing straight. Costco isn't just a warehouse. It's a psychological battleground dressed as a savings paradise.
For decades, the American senior population has viewed the warehouse club as a financial fortress protecting their fixed incomes from the volatility of the global market. You walk through those doors with a deep sense of institutional trust, assuming your membership fee guarantees a level of transparency and safety that is missing from traditional grocery chains. However, our investigation has uncovered a series of quiet policy shifts beginning in 2026 that suggest this sanctuary has been repurposed into a sophisticated psychological battlefield. This environment is no longer optimized for your savings. It is now a highly engineered system designed to prioritize quarterly shareholder dividends over the long-term health of your household. The familiar red and white logo now masks a corporate agenda that relies on the very loyalty you have built over a lifetime. There are no prominent signs or official notifications to alert you that the rules of the game have changed significantly for the average member. Your established shopping habits are currently being weaponized by sophisticated data algorithms that view your retirement fund as an untapped resource for corporate growth. We have documented a series of aggressive pricing maneuvers and strategic product placements that are specifically designed to exploit the cognitive biases of shoppers aged 40 to 65. Most members remain completely unaware that their movements through the warehouse are being monitored and manipulated to ensure maximum spending on high-margin items. This systematic erosion of member value represents a calculated betrayal by an executive board that has chosen to abandon its founding principles in favor of total market dominance. While the financial extraction is severe, the most disturbing evidence in this report involves a direct violation of your family's physical health. Toward the conclusion of this investigation, we will reveal a shocking biochemical scandal involving a permanent substance currently being integrated into the fresh food supply. This invisible coating, which is being funded by prominent technology billionaires, is engineered to be impossible to wash off and was never intended for long-term human consumption. The corporate hierarchy has maintained a wall of silence regarding this chemical invasion to prevent a mass exodus of its most health-conscious members. You must listen to the specific data points we provide to understand how to identify this hidden danger before your next meal. The final revelation in this report will expose a corporate conspiracy so profound that it will fundamentally change your relationship with the food industry forever. This investigative report serves as a critical financial survival guide for the millions of Americans currently living on a fixed retirement income. In an era of unprecedented economic volatility, your warehouse membership represents far more than a simple convenience for bulk purchasing. Our analysts have documented how these massive retail environments act as the primary buffer between your household budget and the predatory inflation seen in traditional markets. We are here to provide the data-driven clarity you need to distinguish between genuine corporate value and calculated psychological manipulation. This transition from a passive consumer to an informed investigator is the only way to safeguard your financial future in 2026. We have committed to exposing 15 hidden gems that can effectively function as a wealth generator for your retirement fund while identifying 5 dangerous corporate traps. Our reporting will go deep into the mechanics of health washing, where multi-billion-dollar conglomerates utilize labeling loopholes to disguise low-quality ingredients as premium health alternatives. You deserve to understand exactly how your food is being processed and why certain industry standards have been quietly lowered behind closed doors. This report will provide the specific fact anchors needed to navigate the warehouse floor with the precision of a seasoned financial auditor. We are pulling back the curtain on the lobbying efforts that have allowed these practices to become standard operating procedure within the industry. As we prepare to deconstruct the specific brands currently failing their commitment to your safety, the gravity of the situation will only increase. We are tracking a silent, technological integration within the produce department that is fundamentally altering the biological integrity of your daily meals. This specific development involves high-level partnerships between global billionaires and retail executives to implement a substance that bypasses your standard cleaning routines. Understanding this invisible invasion is essential for anyone who prioritizes the long-term health of their children and grandchildren. Pay close attention as we move into the first specific brand exposure, because a massive revelation regarding your daily food supply is waiting at the conclusion of this broadcast. The $4.99 rotisserie chicken is perhaps the most iconic symbol of value in the American retail landscape. For over a decade, this golden brown bird has remained inflation-proof, serving as a primary protein source for millions of households across the nation. You likely trust this product because it is convenient, affordable, and appears to be a wholesome alternative to fast food. However, the economic reality behind this loss leader reveals a calculated strategy that prioritizes foot traffic over your cardiovascular health. Internal data confirms that the corporation actually loses money on every chicken sold to ensure you navigate past thousands of other high-margin products. The core danger lies within a deceptive industry practice known as plumping, which involves injecting the meat with a massive volume of saline solution and additives. Our investigation found that a single 3-ounce serving can contain over 460 milligrams of sodium, which represents a significant portion of your daily recommended intake. For seniors managing hypertension or heart disease, this invisible salt bomb creates an immediate and unnecessary health risk. These chickens are often raised in high-density industrial facilities in Nebraska, where quality standards are frequently sacrificed for extreme volume. You are essentially paying for a chemically enhanced weight gain that is designed to look appetizing under the heat lamps of the warehouse floor. The sense of betrayal becomes clear when you realize that this affordable meal is a strategic tool used to manipulate your shopping behavior. While you believe you are saving money, you are actually being nudged into a cycle of high sodium consumption that can lead to long-term medical complications. This is a classic example of a corporate giant utilizing a household staple to mask a much deeper systemic issue regarding food integrity. The convenience of a pre-cooked meal should never come at the expense of your arterial health or your longevity. We have identified a far safer organic alternative that avoids these dangerous chemical injections, which we will detail later in this report. Hearing loss affects approximately 1 in 3 Americans over the age of 65, creating a massive and vulnerable market for medical device manufacturers. For years, the traditional hearing aid industry has operated like a protected monopoly, charging exorbitant prices that often exceed $4,600 per pair. You have been led to believe that these high costs are a necessary byproduct of advanced medical technology and professional care. In reality, our analysts have identified this as a form of institutional highway robbery that targets the silence of the elderly population. This sector of the healthcare market has long relied on a lack of transparency to maintain its massive profit margins at your expense. The warehouse disruption of this market through the Kirkland Signature line has exposed the true manufacturing costs of these essential devices. By offering a comparable high-end solution for approximately $1,599, the corporation has effectively pulled back the curtain on decades of industry greed. This nearly $3,000 price gap represents the difference between a secure retirement and a financial crisis for many seniors. You are often told by standalone clinics that lower prices equate to inferior quality, but the technical specifications suggest otherwise. This deceptive narrative is designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of overpaying for a basic human necessity, like the ability to hear. However, even within this success story of disruption, there is a hidden danger regarding the long-term data privacy of the members using these connected devices. As hearing aids become more integrated with smartphone technology and cloud-based tracking, your biometric data is becoming a new frontier for corporate surveillance. The convenience of Bluetooth streaming and remote adjustments comes with a quiet trade-off involving the harvesting of your personal auditory habits. While you are saving thousands of dollars up front, you must remain vigilant about how your health information is being utilized by the parent companies. We are currently tracking the legal developments surrounding these data policies to ensure your privacy remains as protected as your bank account. Our global supply chain analysis indicates that the morning coffee ritual has become a primary target for corporate margin expansion at the expense of American seniors. Major retail chains have successfully conditioned the public to accept a $6 price point for a single serving of coffee, which translates to an annual expenditure of over $2,000 for the average household. However, internal procurement audits have identified a significant anomaly within the Kirkland Signature coffee line that suggests a massive overpayment for brand prestige. We have confirmed through secondary roaster data that several varieties of these bulk beans are produced in the exact same manufacturing facilities as global giants like Starbucks. This discovery reveals that you are essentially paying a premium of over 500% simply for the visual presence of a corporate logo on the packaging. The economic impact of this label shell game becomes undeniable when you examine the unit cost of every cup prepared in your own kitchen. By utilizing these 3-pound bulk bags, which provide approximately 120 servings, your cost per cup drops to a staggering 33 cents. This represents a 90% reduction in cost compared to the prices charged at designer coffee houses across the United States. For a retired couple consuming 2 cups of coffee daily, this single adjustment generates a realized savings of $4,284 over a 2-year period. It is a clear demonstration of how corporate branding is used to extract wealth from those living on a fixed retirement income through manufactured exclusivity. While the coffee aisle represents a victory for the informed shopper, the center of the warehouse hides a far more aggressive psychological strategy. As you navigate toward the back of the store, you are entering a highly controlled environment designed to bypass your logical financial defenses through physical sensation. This upcoming section of our investigative report will expose how the smell of fresh food is being weaponized to trigger an immediate and unplanned surge in your spending. You must understand the physiological mechanisms of the reciprocity trap before your next shopping trip to protect your remaining capital. The final shocker, involving a global technology billionaire and your fresh produce department, is approaching rapidly. And you cannot afford to miss the evidence we have uncovered. The presence of sample stations throughout the warehouse floor is often misrepresented as a community benefit and a gesture of corporate goodwill toward paying members. Our investigative team has identified these locations as sophisticated behavioral psychology laboratories designed to implement a strategy known as the reciprocity trap. When a consumer accepts a free food item from a friendly staff member, the human brain subconsciously records a social debt that creates an immediate urge to provide something in return. This impulse often manifests as a decision to place the full-priced, non-discounted product directly into the cart, even if it was never part of the original shopping list. It is a highly effective form of social engineering that targets the inherent politeness and social values of the senior population. This psychological manipulation is further enhanced by advanced sensory engineering that utilizes scent as a biological trigger for appetite. Sample stations are strategically positioned to ensure that the aroma of warm bread, melted cheese, and fried proteins drifts through the aisles and stimulates the hunger response of unsuspecting shoppers. When you shop while hungry, your brain's executive function is compromised, leading to a significant increase in the volume of unplanned and high-margin items appearing on your final receipt. Retail data analytics show that items placed at these sensory stations can experience an artificial sales surge ranging from 39% to as high as 200% in a single day. You are not merely tasting a snack. You are being biologically guided to inflate the quarterly earnings of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. The financial toll of these small, emotion-driven decisions is substantial when calculated across a fiscal year for a household on a fixed budget. By stacking multiple unplanned purchases in a single trip, your grocery bill can quietly balloon by 15 to 20% without any tangible improvement in your standard of living. It is vital for seniors to recognize that these products are rarely offered at a discount, as the goal is to drive immediate full-price sales through sensory overwhelming. Reclaiming your financial sovereignty requires a commitment to shopping with a pre-written list and maintaining total awareness of these environmental manipulations. While these sensory traps target your biological impulses, the warehouse price tags themselves contain a hidden language that determines your true savings potential. Our next segment will decode the secret numbers at the end of every price tag that tell you exactly when a product has been discontinued or marked down for clearance. Learning to read these hidden codes will give you a decisive advantage over the retail algorithms that currently dictate your spending. While most shoppers focus on the bold numbers displayed on the shelves, our analysts have decoded a hidden language embedded in the sense of every price tag. You have been conditioned to believe that every yellow sign represents a massive discount, but the truth is that corporate pricing algorithms use specific endings to communicate inventory status to staff rather than savings to members. A standard price ending in 99 cents is almost always the full retail price, with maximum corporate profit built into the margin. However, when you spot a price ending in 97 cents, you have discovered a secret manager markdown designed to clear stagnant inventory at or near cost. This single observation can result in a price reduction of 40 to 60% compared to the original entry on the warehouse floor. Another critical indicator that most seniors overlook is the presence of an asterisk in the top right corner of the price sign. In the retail industry, this is known as the Death Star, signaling that an item has been discontinued and will not be restocked once the current supply is exhausted. When you combine a 97-cent ending with an asterisk, you are looking at the absolute rock-bottom price authorized by the executive board. We have documented cases where high-end electronics and household appliances were marked down by as much as $400 simply because a newer model was arriving the following week. Failing to understand these internal codes means you are essentially leaving your hard-earned retirement capital on the table for the corporation to reclaim. The manipulation goes even deeper when you realize that certain products ending in 88 or 00 cents are often returned items or floor samples that have been repackaged. While the discount might look tempting, these products frequently come with compromised warranties or hidden wear and tear that can lead to expensive repairs later on. For a household operating on a fixed monthly budget, these technicalities represent the difference between a smart investment and a total financial loss. You must learn to read the numbers instead of the marketing signs to maintain your defensive position against these corporate strategies. The next segment will move from financial codes to a biological betrayal involving the vitamins you take every morning to stay healthy. This upcoming revelation regarding health washing and the $13 million lobbying secret will expose how the executive hierarchy views your medical wellness as a profit center. We have obtained evidence showing that certain top-selling supplements are little more than candy disguised in clinical packaging. Understanding this specific deception is vital for anyone who relies on vitamins to maintain their quality of life in their senior years. The supplement aisle has become one of the most profitable sectors of the warehouse, generating billions of dollars in annual revenue from health-conscious seniors. You likely purchase vitamins and minerals, with the expectation that these products are the foundation of your longevity and physical vitality. However, our investigation into the gummy vitamin category has uncovered a disturbing trend of health washing, where candy is being marketed as medical-grade nutrition. Many of these top-selling bottles contain over 5 grams of added sugar per serving, which can quickly exceed the daily limits recommended for those managing type 2 diabetes or heart conditions. You are essentially paying a premium price for high-fructose corn syrup and gelatin that has been lightly dusted with synthetic nutrients. Our reporting has uncovered that the industry spent over $13 million on aggressive lobbying efforts to influence the regulatory standards of the Food and Drug Administration. These funds were utilized to ensure that nutritional labeling for supplements remains vague and that manufacturing quality controls are often left to the corporations themselves. This lack of oversight allows brands to utilize cheap synthetic fillers and artificial dyes that have been linked to inflammatory responses in the human body. For a senior seeking to reduce inflammation and protect their joints, these specific products are actually contributing to the very problems they are intended to solve. It is a calculated betrayal of the trust you place in a product that carries a clinical seal of approval on its label. Furthermore, we have confirmed through laboratory testing that many bulk vitamins do not contain the potency levels advertised on the front of the packaging. The corporate strategy relies on the fact that most consumers will never send their pills to a private lab for verification, allowing them to maximize profit by underdosing critical ingredients. This systematic deception means you are not only wasting your retirement funds, but also missing out on the actual health benefits you need to remain independent. Transitioning to high-quality, whole food-based supplements is a necessary step to bypass this corporate greed and protect your biological integrity. We are now preparing to move into the most alarming section of our investigation involving your fresh meat and produce supply. The evidence we are about to present regarding the preservation of your food will fundamentally change the way you view the agricultural industry. We have documented a silent biochemical invasion involving a substance that is designed to integrate into the cellular structure of your fruits and vegetables. This specific development is backed by some of the most powerful billionaires on the planet and represents a total loss of transparency for the average shopper. You must listen to every word of the next segment to understand how to identify these treated products before they reach your dinner table. The deceptive practices within the meat and seafood departments represent a significant escalation in the biological risks facing American consumers today. Our laboratory findings indicate that a substantial portion of the ground beef sold in bulk packaging has been treated with carbon monoxide gas to maintain an artificial red color. This industrial gas acts as a visual stabilizer that masks the natural gray discoloration associated with spoilage and bacterial growth. For a senior citizen relying on visual cues to assess food safety, this technology creates a dangerous illusion of freshness that can lead to severe foodborne illnesses. This practice is legally permitted by the Food and Drug Administration, despite its potential to conceal the early stages of meat decomposition. The investigation also identified the widespread use of a substance known in the industry as pink slime, which consists of meat scraps treated with ammonium hydroxide to kill bacteria. These processed fillers are frequently integrated into ground beef products to increase volume while lowering the overall production costs for major suppliers. 4 dominant corporations currently control 85% of the United States beef market, allowing them to dictate these lower standards without fear of competition. This consolidation of power has resulted in a marketplace where profit margins are prioritized over the nutritional integrity of the products on your dinner table. You are essentially consuming a chemically sanitized industrial byproduct that was never intended for high-level human consumption. However, the ultimate betrayal involves a silent biochemical invasion currently being applied to the fresh produce found throughout the warehouse aisles. We have verified the presence of a permanent coating known as Appeal, which is a technology funded by global billionaires like Bill Gates. This industrial substance is composed of mono and diglycerides that integrate directly into the cellular structure of your fruits and vegetables. Because it is absorbed into the skin of the produce, this chemical layer is impossible to wash off with standard water or vinegar solutions. The lack of mandatory labeling for this coating means you are being deprived of the transparency needed to protect your long-term health. The presence of these synthetic emulsifiers has been associated with significant disruptions to the human gut microbiome and chronic inflammatory conditions. Corporations are effectively treating your daily food supply as an experimental field for chemical preservation techniques without your informed consent. This systematic removal of transparency is designed to extend shelf life for retail executives while shifting the biological consequences onto your household. Understanding the gravity of this chemical integration is the final piece of evidence needed to grasp the full scale of corporate manipulation. You must pay close attention to the upcoming safe alternatives because they are your only remaining defense against this invisible chemical invasion. Regaining control over your household budget and your physical health requires a strategic pivot toward brands that prioritize transparency and minimal processing. The most effective defense against the salt traps and chemical additives of the corporate giants is to strictly adhere to the organic and non-genetically modified certifications. We recommend that you prioritize the Kirkland Signature Organic line, specifically the products identifiable by the green label on the packaging. These items are subject to more rigorous third-party testing and are less likely to contain the industrial fillers found in standard warehouse brands. By making this small adjustment in your purchasing habits, you can effectively bypass the most dangerous health traps currently sitting on the shelves. When navigating the poultry and meat departments, look for Mary's free-range chicken or products that carry the pasture-raised certification. These animals are raised in environments that do not require the massive saline injections and antibiotic treatments seen in industrial factory farming. While the upfront cost may be slightly higher, the long-term savings in medical expenses and improved vitality for your senior years are immeasurable. For your beef requirements, the Kirkland 100% grass-fed beef provides a significantly better nutritional profile with lower inflammatory risks. This choice ensures you are receiving genuine protein that supports your muscle mass and cognitive function without the hidden chemicals. For your daily staples like milk and eggs, we suggest transitioning to the Kirkland A2 milk or certified organic eggs to avoid the hormones and pesticides found in conventional dairy. These products are easier on the digestive system for those aged 40 to 65 and do not contain the synthetic thickeners like carrageenan that can disrupt gut health. Additionally, if you are in need of a new mattress to support your sleep and recovery, the Kirkland Memory Foam mattress with the CertiPUR US certification is a safe and affordable option. This specific certification ensures that the foam is manufactured without dangerous chemicals like formaldehyde or heavy metals. Choosing these verified alternatives allows you to utilize your membership as a powerful tool for your long-term physical and financial security. Implementing these safe choices is the final step in breaking free from the corporate manipulation that has dominated the retail landscape for years. You now possess the knowledge needed to distinguish between a manufactured deal and a genuine opportunity for savings and health. This investigative report is designed to empower you to shop with the authority of someone who knows exactly what is happening behind the corporate curtain. We are now ready to move toward the final summary of our findings and the specific actions you can take to hold these corporations accountable. This final synthesis will provide you with the ultimate roadmap for a secure and healthy retirement in 2026. The evidence presented in this investigation confirms that your warehouse membership is not a guarantee of safety or automatic savings in 2026. True financial freedom and biological security require a continuous commitment to scrutiny and a refusal to accept corporate marketing at face value. By decoding the hidden language of price tags and identifying the chemical invasions in the fresh food supply, you have reclaimed your position as an informed participant in the American economy. Every dollar you choose to spend on transparent and minimally processed products is a direct vote against the manipulative strategies of the retail giants. Your retirement fund and your physical health are far too valuable to be left to the discretion of an executive board focused solely on quarterly profit margins. Maintaining your vigilance is the only way to ensure that these massive corporations remain accountable to the members who provide their revenue. We encourage you to share this information with your peers and family members to expand the network of informed consumers across the nation. If you found the data anchors in this report valuable for your household budget, we invite you to subscribe to this channel for further investigative breakdowns. Please leave a comment detailing which of these corporate traps was the most surprising to you during your recent shopping trips. Your feedback and engagement allow us to continue providing the evidence-based reporting that mainstream media outlets often overlook in favor of corporate advertisements.